Ready. Okay. Well, it's great seeing everyone today. We're already a little bit behind, but like I said earlier, we're probably about 3 days late for a very good reason. This is the 30th anniversary of this conference, and we normally did it the Monday after Thanksgiving weekend. And so doing it on Wednesday, it only took us 30 years to move it to a more convenient time for many people. We want to welcome you to the 30th Annual Beard Group Distressed Investing Conference. This is the first and therefore the longest standing distressed investing conference around. The conference has been a labor of love for many of us in the restructuring investing community over the years. And this year, as I say, is extra special because we've hit our 30th anniversary. I'm Harold Kaplan of the firm Foley & Lardner. And next to me is, as everyone knows, Josh Sussberg of Kirkland and Ellis. On behalf of myself, Josh, the Beard Group, and the major firms who sponsor this conference, I want to welcome everyone here. And thank you for coming so early. And we think we can guarantee you that this year's conference will be, and even maybe exceed traditional high star quality standards. We have a full day of all-star, cutting-edge panels, everything from the general economy to major sectors to lender liability, lender and liability management. No, we shouldn't
No
call
lender
those
liability.
two together.
Yeah,
I'm glad Damien isn't here to hear that. He has a heart attack. Anyway, we have a number of panels, and I recommend you look at the agenda. It's pretty great. We're also at lunch honoring Victor Costa of Strategic Value Partners with the Harvey Miller Award. And later on, we have an honors reception, which I really recommend everyone stay for, honoring the turnaround workouts, young restructuring lawyers, honorees for this year, which will follow Josh's very special panel of judges at the end of the day. Anyway, I'm so honored to be next to Josh. A lot of the credit and luster for the conference really goes to Josh as my co-chair, who again has had an unbelievable banner year at the Center of Restructuring Community. He's filed a number of major cases, including most recently the Rite Aid we were. And you did that in the same week, didn't you?
I did.
Okay. Yeah. Well, you get a little bit of credit for it. Okay, so as is the case every year, the overriding goal of the conference is to gather leaders of the restructuring and the investment community and ask where we've been and where we are going. Year after year, I find that my answers are worse and worse, and I finally come down to saying that I think my only truism is the old Chicago saying, no one knows nothing about nothing. However, at least we have Josh here. In prior years, I was like Jack Butler, who's going to be here later, to give us some direction on what he's seeing in the marketplace. Before turning over to Josh, I want to real quickly mention one other observation I had. One of the great things about this conference is that we have so many leaders of the profession, but you look out in the room and the people, and you realize that we really are a relationship business, that relationships count so much. And as I look around, I really have to say that one of the things that makes our practice great is a lot of us know each other, work with, respect each other, and I think it really helps produce superior results for our clients and the economy generally. I also like to say, knowing people in this room and people we work with all the time, I'm always amazed when you can scratch below the surface what a decent, high integrity, and philanthropic group we're sitting in. Nowadays, seeing people as overwhelming and philanthropic means a lot. I could give you a lot of names on that list, but Josh is a prime example of those qualities that make the practice grading work, as well as having that unique early peek and insights into new matters and trends. So let me turn it over to Josh.
Well, thank you, Harold. I always appreciate it. You're a good friend. Today, I'm very happy to be here. It's an off day for me. I was impaneled on the Westchester County Grand Jury earlier in the month. I'm in the middle of 9 days of service. So tomorrow I'm back on grand jury duty, back on grand jury duty Monday. So I've never been more happy to be at the Buick Conference. One of the things that I think is so great is that over the last couple of years, and really thanks to Peter and Will and everybody from the conference, and a huge thanks to Harold for really putting together just over and over again great groups of people and great speakers. I think you guys will get the benefit throughout the day today of hearing from industry leaders across the various professions on what they're seeing and what some of the key issues are during the course of this year and what's coming ahead. I will be very brief because Steve is going to get up here and I don't want to steal his thunder on the year in review. But I think it's been a pretty robust market over the course of 2023. And when I take a step back and think about things, we talked last year about the advent of the pandemic and how busy 2020 was and how the credit markets then opened up incredibly 6 months in, and the deal business went gangbusters. 2021 was somewhat quiet, but for specific pockets of busyness related to opioids and the like. We really got busy again in the summer of 2022, really related to crypto. Luckily, we're not going to talk a lot about crypto today. We talked a lot about that last year. Very difficult cases, to say the least. That's always the case when you're dealing with people's personal investments. But throughout the end of 22 and most all of 23, I think everyone agreed that it was steadily busy. And there were pockets of distress throughout, and it wasn't one particular industry. There was retail, there were consumers, there was real estate, a lot of healthcare. It's been across the board. And the question is, what's to come? One of the biggest things that I think that's going to shape our business over the next several years is the private credit market. The private credit market has grown so substantially. I think I saw something this morning that it's close to $2.7 trillion. And those types of loans and those opportunities where people are putting money to work, it's going to deal with a lot of maturities, and it's going to deal with a lot of situations in the sense that it makes restructurings much less complicated when you're dealing with one lender on the other side that's taking a situation over. And so, the more the private credit market grows, I think the more interesting and more developed the situations will become from a restructuring perspective. And it may be that it makes a restructuring much simpler, or it may be that it makes it much harder. To Harold's point, no one really knows. But I think that with everything that's happening in the marketplace, interest rate, volatility, inflation, it is certain to be a busy 2024. Just a question of where and when, and I don't think anyone can predict the industries. I think it'll be across the board. We look forward to working with and seeing so many of you throughout the day and in the year to come.
I think we're going to kick to Steve. Everyone put their pencils down now. And we'll kick it to Steve Hiddenmel, who's the president and managing partner of Vertus Capital, a hedge fund specializing in investing in restructuring distressed securities. He's been a speaker here for years. He always gets our juices going, sometimes for good, sometimes provocatively, but he's just so insightful. But anyway, so Steve, we'll turn it over to you, okay?